Hey everybody, it's Alexander Dahl with Manifest Brutality once again. I have another interview for you. This one is also from over the pond, as they say. So we'll go ahead and just get straight into that. All right, bye. All right, so I'm on the phone with the guys of Pressure. They're a Swedish melodic rock band, and I'm going to go ahead and let them all introduce themselves individually.
Yeah, right. I could start. I'm the lead singer of the band, Olof Jönsson, if you take it in Swedish, and if you should try to say it, I think it will be Olaf Johnson. And I've been playing music. I think I started playing music when I was 9 years old and started to play the trumpet. And played trumpet for a few years, I think, until I got 15 or 16 years old. And then I didn't really like the music that I was playing to do it technically. So I put the trumpet on the shelf and went out to kind of party and do the things you do when you're 16 years old.
Sure.
And then I learned how to be a baker. That's one of the other passions in my life.
Cool.
And one day in the bakery, I was standing there and talking to one of my friends, and he said, it would be really nice to be able to play guitar. And I thought, yeah, it would actually be nice to play guitar. I think I was about 25 years old. So the same day I bought a guitar and a chords book. This was a little bit before you had everything on internet. Mm-hmm. And I started to try to play the guitar and realized pretty quickly that this will not be a very good thing. So I thought maybe I should try to sing while I play this guitar. And I think that was a good choice for me. I can play the chords and I can do the rhythm guitar and sing, but singing is my instrument now. So that's a little bit short introduction from me. Cool. And then we have our band leader Simon. I think you could take over from here.
Yeah, I actually think it would be better for Emil to start because the story takes on there.
yeah, sort of. Okay, so my background in music is basically, my father played sort of classical and jazz music. He had a clarinet and played piano, so we had both of those things at home. Me myself actually started to play for real quite late. I think I was 16 years old when I bought a saxophone. Mm-hmm. And starting to do this quite much, actually. I have these periods in my life when I sort of focus on just one thing. So I did this very much and started improvising, started in orchestra 1 year after the first year. And I did this saxophone playing quite a lot for maybe 6 years. And after that, I started working, and it's kind of hard to practice saxophone in an apartment. You can play, but you really can't practice. So I went to the guitar after that and played for a few years. And then I met this colleague of mine who said to me, well, Emil, you need to meet this really cool guy. He's a guitar teacher, and he's really good. You should go and see him. And this guy actually was Simon. Okay. So I was his student at first, and after a while he invited me to one of his famous summer barbecues, sort of coming along as a friend. Mm-hmm. And we sort of connected there. And after a while, I think it was just a few weeks after this, he told me, Emil, you really need to go out and start playing in a band with the guitar. I've played, publicly a lot with the saxophone, but never with the guitar. Sure. And I just told him, are you crazy? I need to get a lot better. So 1 week after that, he called me again. Well, one of my bands, the bass player is not able to come to one of the gigs, and it's in 2 weeks. You can play. And I told him I never held the bass. And he just laughed at my face and said, "Ha, you play guitar." So he brought me over, and we were sort of sitting, I think the first day, for maybe 8-10 hours in a row and rehearsing these, I think it was about 60 songs that I needed to learn.
Oh, geez.
On the bass. Yeah. So, and I had 2 weeks. So after that, we sort of needed think, yeah, well, we need to go on with this. And I obviously was not going to play the bass because they already had a bass.
Mm-hmm.
So we introduced the second guitar in that band at the period of that time. And so there the journey with me and Simon started.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And I've been playing the guitar since like I was 6 years old. And it's kept me, it's kept with me for all these years. It's my friend, my guitar. I would say my only friend, but then the other guys here would beat me down. So yeah, but it's one of those friends who isn't talking back to me and dissing my ideas or something like that.
Sure.
I have been after school and such things. I've studied music. And I'm teaching. I'm working as a session guitarist. I am writing a lot of songs, and music is my life. It's both for working and everything.
Very cool.
Around music, yeah.
So each of you kind of a little bit mentioned in your introduction a little bit about how you got into music, but why don't each of you kind of take a turn and kind of really explain that one moment when you really realized that you wanted music to be a part of the rest of your life?
All right, I can start. And for me, it was really late. I think it was when I was about 30 years old, and I started playing with a band for the first time. And we went out and had a gig. Our first gig, I think it was a wedding, where we got the whole crowd to play along with us, and you get the feeling when you have a good gig. Everybody is happy and singing along, and so I think that was the first moment for me when I thought that, all right,
cool.
I'm not just doing this like a little hobby. It's a kind of a really serious hobby.
Right.
And
sure.
then I actually had the second one that's even deeper, and that's just about a year ago. When we really started working on our own music, because in the beginning when I was playing music, we did covers, and I was really fine with that. I thought it was really funny. Mm-hmm. I didn't have any passions to write own songs or do anything. But when we started doing that, it grew that much to me. So music is a really, really big part of my life for the moment. And so one time when I was 30 years old, and one time about 40, then 41, then it took the next step, or what you should call it.
Sure, very cool.
So should I go then, Simon?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think for me it was, when I started playing saxophone, at the beginning you were just playing up the scores. But quite early I started to try to learn how to improvise. You saw those guys making solos and you thought it was like magic. You had no idea how do they really do this.
Sure.
And when you finally got into that and you noticed you could actually do this yourself, that was sort of kind of a freedom for you. And it was like, wow, this is playing for real. Not just looking at the sort of pre-made stage when you could decide yourself, and when it went bad, it was really bad, but when it was good, it felt really, really good.
Sure.
I think that was sort of what's connected me to music for real for the first time. And of course, I follow up on Oru's thing there when things with pressure really started to form. That's sort of a turning point as well, I would say. But
sure.
Yeah, Simon, go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, when I was young, I kind of grew up in a home where my parents played different kind of musics, and my sister listened to music, and I was playing my guitar, and I was playing a bit of trombone, but it was just, one thing that you do as a kid, But when I got to the eighth grade, and I had been playing for quite many years as I started when I was 6. Then there was this. Oh, there is no music lessons during the 8th grade. Were in our school. No, and I went, what? No, okay, but then no, okay, but if you really want to have music, then we can put together bands, because you have this the 8th grade rock concert. It was kind of like a battle of the bands kind of things, and you got to play 2 songs, and I was paired up with a couple of guys that I never have spoken to before, and what do you listen to? We listen to rock. Okay, yeah, what kind of rock? But we're very into Twisted Sisters.
Oh, geez.
Okay. And yeah. And we think that we should be playing Twisted Sister songs for this concert. And and what do you play? Well, we play the bass and the drums. Okay. So I play guitar. That's good. Yeah, and you will need to sing, because we don't sing. Okay. They were much bigger than me, actually, so I didn't dare to say no. So we practiced and we did the "We're Not Gonna Take It" song.
Sure.
And then we did the Joan Jett "I Love Rock and Roll," and it was. And I was there. Okay. But then we came to, after this year, and we were up to the stage thing. And the first round we played, which were going to play 1 song, and there were 10 bands, and we were last. And the people sat there. Next one. No one really got up. And then we got up, and my friend, the bass player Martin, he said to me, "Okay, Simon, we're going out there, and we must sweep away this competition. They are just dorks. They cannot play." And they had the other band had been changing their songs during the year. We have been rehearsing the same songs for a year, so we did know it by the backbone, and we went out and we actually put on a really, really show. I got to do the solos as a power slide and everything, and I got so into the music there, so I played a 3 times too long guitar solo, as I should have been. But the thing is that when we ended, and everyone had jumped up from their chairs, and we're up at the front of the stage and just cheering, and we got to play an encore. And the next round, the finals, we were playing the last, and even before we play, everyone had just stand up and stood by the stage, and that was even the other bands. So it was so fun. So we played our songs 4 times.
Nice.
And yeah, so that was good. Okay, I want to be on stage. I want to do this. I have to do this. This was so much energy. It was so channeling through the song. You went off the stage and you didn't know where you were. It was like you were like high or something like that.
Sure. Very cool. So obviously you guys kind of already touched base about how you came together under the Pressure band. So kind of explain a little bit, each of you kind of take a turn explaining what the process was like between kind of identifying you wanted to be in music and then getting to where you are now.
Yeah. Should I start or should you start? Because you started before me, Simon and Emil. So maybe you should start the...
Yeah, of course. We can do that. As we started in 2008, we were playing covers with many different kind of settings, different persons on different instruments. And we were playing all over Sweden, doing every type of show, weddings, birthdays, local bars, company, and it was good, but then we we got tired of it. It's like same songs over and over and over and over again. It's very fun to play in front of a cheering crowd and they can sing along. But it was no challenges. You knew everything.
Yeah.
You can introduce new songs, but then they get old, and they at the end of the night, everyone wants still to hear the classics because they that's what they know.
Right.
So then we started to redo songs. We started doing metal covers of known pop songs, like a metal version of Sia's Chandelier, and we did a really heavy metal version of Get Lucky from Daft Punk.
Oh, nice.
It was very cool. And then we started, okay, we actually need a unique voice for this. And that's where when we put on an ad for a new singer, actually.
Yeah,
okay.
Can I add something there, Simon?
Yeah, of course.
Actually, one thing, because when we started doing those versions, we in the beginning, it was just the music arrangement that was changed. And at that time, we didn't have... Simon was the lead singer at that time. And he had sort of... I need to have a better connection to the lyrics. So that's when we started to write our own lyrics, but on the sort of old song arrangement.
We translated it and added a new meaning to it.
Yeah. So, and then of course Simon wanted to play the guitar fully out, and we wanted a sort of a special voice as well.
Sure.
And that's when we started to looking for other voices. Mm-hmm. Simon, you can drive it from here.
No, exactly. And we did that, and we got a lot of different voices that we tried, but we weren't really finding the sound that we wanted. We had I thought we tried like 4 or 5 different singers, but the different kind of things, but we didn't connect.
Sure.
No. Not this one. No, not this one.
Mm-hmm.
We tried for a couple of months, and then no. But then we got an answer from this strange man.
And should I take it from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a little pause from my music because we had 2 little children at home, and of course I wanted to play music, but I thought it was not a good time for it. But then our little children, they are still small, but not that small. So my wife told me, actually, I think you should try to find a new band now if you want. It's okay, I said, and she said yes. So of course the same day I went to look for advertising for singers, and I found this advertise about 2 guys that needed a singer, and I thought, yeah, I will go there. Met them, and they were doing covers where they changed the lyrics to Swedish, and it wasn't about at all what the song was about from the original thing.
Okay.
And they have rearranged the songs a little bit, so you did recognize them, but you couldn't say directly which song it was. You had to listen to it for a little while. So when I come home from this thing, my wife asked me, well, how did it feel? And I said, actually, I have no idea, because there's too much feelings inside of me. This could be the best thing in my life or the worst mistake I will do, and I don't want to do a mistake. So I will try this and see where it takes me. And I liked the 2 guys definitely as well. The chemistry between us was good. So we started playing a little bit together, and we did the songs their way in the beginning. And I was singing in Rikssvenska. You have a different dialects in all of America as well. We have in Sweden.
Sure.
And normally when you sing in Rikssvenska. That's how they teach you to sing.
Okay.
So everybody, not everybody, but 95% of all people sings in Rikssvenska. And I'm from the very south of Sweden, where we don't speak Danish, but the rest of Sweden kind of says we are half Danish, because we are really Danish accent, kind of. So when we did one song in my own dialect, because I thought this song could be good to do in this dialect.
Sure.
And that kind of started to grow on us, that maybe we should try to do all of the songs like this. And we also talked about, all right, should we do a serious recording of the song? And yeah. So we started to make a recording of a song. And then we thought, maybe we should change it a little bit more. And we changed it. And that was pretty good. Maybe we should rewrite everything. So we rewrote the whole song. I did it in my own dialect. And when we recorded that, and we started to record a few of the other songs, we realized that but what we wrote ourselves is much better, not because the other songs are bad. I mean, they are classics, and they are classics for a reason. But when we started to write our own music, we didn't try to sound like somebody else. We try to sound as good as we can when we are us.
Right.
And we write the songs to fit my voice. We write the songs to fit Simon's guitar and Amos' guitar and everything. So when you started to do that, and that was when I got my second Hallelujah moment, when I thought, wow, this is so good. Then there's, kind of where we are today. And Simon, he's the songwriter. He often comes with an lyrics idea, a melody idea, and a riff, and he comes and done a recording for us. And what do you think we can do with this?
Sure.
And then I look at the lyrics, and I kind of interview Simon and say, all right, what is it you really want to say? Have I interpreted this in the right way? And the thing is, with all of our songs, almost all of our songs, is that you could interpret it in 2 different ways, and we want it to be possible to interpret it in different ways because we are pressure, and most of our songs are about different kinds of pressures. They could be good and they could be bad, and in most of the songs it's up to you to decide if it's a good pressure or a bad pressure, or a good pressure that suddenly will be a bad pressure.
Sure. So I'm just going to jump in quick. You mentioned how you all have a really good chemistry together, and that was apparent like right off the bat. As soon as we got on the phone, it was like walking into a party. You guys get along very well. So I did listen to several of your tracks, and you guys have a really good quality production value to your songs. So I want to go ahead and give you guys the chance to do your plugs and shout out wherever anybody can find you and click on links to go listen to you.
Yeah. Simon, you tell everybody because I think you are
our website has all the links, and it's like pressure.band, and you can find us on Instagram. It's Pressure Sweden. It's the same handle that we use in all our the social medias. So it's, if you find us on Facebook, you'll find us under Pressure Sweden, and you will find that on Instagram and on YouTube as well. And you can follow us on Spotify. There are the links from from our both the websites and the other social accounts, so you find the right pressure.
Excellent. So what I like to do is I always like to give the person or band that I'm interviewing the last word, which essentially is just a message that you kind of feel resonates with you. So why don't you each take a turn kind of just putting out a message that you really vibe with?
All right. Should I, Simon? I think you should start. Actually, you
okay. Yeah. The main idea behind Pressure is actually to sing about different kind of pressures in your life that you can connect with. For an example, we have a song coming out about passion, and you don't know if it's a good passion or a bad passion. You can have different kind of ways of viewing it, and we like to help people handle the daily pressures around you, and to be able to listen to our music and get a bit stronger about themselves, because they know they are not alone. They are not fighting alone. They can always be trusting that the pressure can handle the pressure for them. Yeah. So our last single is called The Shadow, and that's a bit about that, because we sing about your own shadow. If I say the word shadow to you, do you consider your shadow a good shadow or a bad shadow, or it's just a black thing following you? I mean, people can be afraid of shadows. They are moving around in the darkness, very scary. Or, well, you can feel, okay, at least I have a shadow. I like my shadow. I know, okay, whatever I do wrong, at least I have my shadow watching out for me. So I mean, shadows can be that one of those things as well. So yeah, we are the everyday people's handler of pressures.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can only agree with that, and I could add that we think that most of our subjects could apply to anybody. Doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, you're a woman or a man or anything. It could apply to everybody. It's feelings that goes around in most people's life, I guess.
Yeah, just be true to yourself. Don't fool yourself, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody has problems. Yes.